Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems and welcome back to MX Simulator, where today we're going to be playing the 2025 Arlington Supercross Round 7 of Moto Option Supercross, Round 7 of Monster Energy Supercross, etc., and previewing it for you guys. It's my first look at the track. It's going to be probably a lot of your guys' first look at the track. So we're going to try to see what this track plays like, what it feels like. Obviously, we can see 3D renderings of it, but until you actually get bikes on the track and see how she goes, it's tough to tell what exactly we're going to get in Arlington. So we're going to try this track out and see what it's like. All right, so half a lap in so far. Definitely struggling to get some of the bigger lines in the rhythm section, but we'll figure that out. Long run into a Supercross triple for a finish line jump. I actually don't remember if I saw that on the track map or not, so that's kind of interesting right there. And then we come back down the start straight. We got a sand section into this corner. I feel like this is going to turn into inside, especially if you can double out of it and then triple, like it seems like it's possible in Sim to do here. And then this is just a little cheeky double and back into the turn one complex. Feels very Detroit-ish right there. See if we double in here what we got. So we double in, triple up onto the table, off, two into the corner, I guess would be the line right there. And then out of here seems pretty obvious to triple in. And then I'm probably positive you can go triple quad right there in Sim. You triple this a little bit, 3 rollers coming back down here. So we went outside lap 1. Let's go inside here. We go roll in 2 for the whoops. And then try to get a run into them, and we're bouncing and going down. All right, so the whoops this week, little peaky. I don't feel like as peaky as they were in Detroit, at least for Sim, but still peaky. We're back to the 9 whoops by the looks of it. And then, yeah, the Supercross triple for a finish line jump. Very interesting. I don't know if I remember that at all. It is the only Supercross triple on the track, though, if it is a triple, so kind of interesting. All right, so let's try to go outside in the sand. Looks like they did build up this berm enough for you to triple in. Not going to be the easiest to triple out of the sand, though, I feel like IRL, but who knows how they end up building it. And then, yeah, through here, pretty standard. So I wonder, will people want to roll in here and then do this line instead over the table 3 into the corner? Because then you're carrying a little bit more speed. I don't know. See if we can 3 in effectively to then quad. Oh my gosh, that lip is burly. I don't think I've ever had a lip in MX Sim pitch me that high with the nose. That actually kind of caught me off guard a little bit, because normally you have to really compensate, especially with the way that the Race Tractor Gaming track crew builds these tracks. You have to compensate for the chance that you're going to go over the bars. So you have to do a lot of like kind of seat bouncing and some really well-timed lean backs on these jumps. But yeah, I genuinely don't think I've ever seen the bike almost loop out on a face like that. So I wonder if they've, oh, we might be stuck in this guy. I wonder if they've purposely made that jump kind of a little bit rolled off the face just so that you can seat it and get the 4, but it's actually maybe a little bit more technical and challenging than that. So I've gone inside, outside here. We'll go inside again. Like I said, I feel like doubling out of the sand is just simple. You can defend the inside, and then you still 2 jump through the rhythms. Like, I feel like they should have made that so you had to roll the first one to then go 2-2 to slow it down a little bit. That would have generated more lines. I don't know that it's going to be possible to 3 right there, but then obviously if you do 3, you could get down the backside of this guy. All right, so let's try this triple quad again. I feel like you need to not triple it like perfectly. Ooh, a little bit short. Yeah, that's probably a 450 only line in Sim. Maybe a couple 250 guys get it, but you have to downside that 3 pretty perfectly. And then I'd imagine most of the 450 guys will end up getting that if I can get it 3 laps in, almost get it done there. So I'd imagine most of the top 450 guys in this game will figure it out. And then through the whoops we go. All right, let's try to put some laps down and figure out kind of what our options are here. So obviously Supercross triple for the finish line. I feel like it's going to be pretty simple to like 3 this to the inside and then double out of this. Like, I feel like that's kind of obvious there, unless you want to swoop around the outside of that single and then you can carry a little bit more speed into the sand. But angle wise, that just sets up probably the best for you. I do like this option of rolling in double over table 3. It just feels like it has a little bit better flow, but I'll try the triple online again and see if we get it. And then here's the 3-3-1 option that I've already done. And then through the rollers, charging back down the start straight into this bowl corner. Want to get that triple out of here clean, but pretty simple to do on a 450. Oh, and that's a big kick in the whoops right there. Yeah, my setup is not very good for the whoops. I will tell you that I think it is similar to Braden Carter's setup, if I remember correctly from referencing a couple things that he had done, but Carter goes through the whoops in 5th and I go through the whoops in 1st. So 104.3, I think without crashing the whoops, we're about the 55-second range, and I always give or take about 5 seconds for the top times in this game. So we're probably looking low 50s again, maybe sub 50s actually this time around. Could be a possibility. And then IRL, they're a little bit quicker than that, I feel like, this weekend. So somewhere in that range. All right, so let's see if we 2 in, 3 onto the table. Oh, actually, you could go over the table, 3 into the corner. All right, so that line might actually be a little bit better. And then out of here, 3 in, go for the 4. Yeah, it is doable. Definitely doable, because if I can get that close without a clean landing on either time, I went slightly long there, and I went a little bit short the first time. I think most everyone's going to figure that out, because it just comes down to a timing thing. And honestly, I'm kind of seating the 3 in out of that corner in the first place, which means like seat bouncing. And if you don't have to seat bounce that 3 in and you can kind of just carry speed and then still downside that triple, you're definitely going to be going plenty fast enough to get that quad. So have to imagine that becomes a line. But let's try to put it all together again, landing off the track just a little bit on the finish line jump. I want to just at least get a sub 1 so you guys can see more or less what that looks like. Triple into the inside of the sand. Oop, front tire went over that rut just a little bit. Got to be careful. Sometimes it helps to drag the front brake just a little bit to keep the front tire settled. And then let's see if we can get this line. So swoop out a little bit wide to then go like that. Oh, a little clip, but still 3 into the corner. Yeah, that's actually probably going to be the line. All right, so this time we won't seat bounce and then seat bounce the 3 or the 4 in the corner. Much more doable. Little tire tap onto the start straight. And not the most perfect lap, obviously. Could have been a lot of things that we cleaned up, but we can get up on top of the whoops here clean, and we do. And then crash at the end. Darn it, I really want to go sub 1 just for once for you guys to be able to see like a complete lap, but keep messing it up. Either way, I do feel like it's pretty obvious kind of where the lines are on this track. Detroit, some surprises I feel like snuck up and got in there, but for the most part, this one feels pretty straightforward. I'll swing wide in the sand here just on entry, but it feels way out there. Like you're going to be floating obviously in the air doing that triple into the sand, but the outside into the sand like needed to be maybe a little bit smoother and have a little bit more bank to it, because it just feels like you've really got to kind of arc the corner into it there. All right, so here we go. That is going to be much cleaner. Still a little clip, and then clip 3 into the corner. Seated that just a little bit, but still get enough oomph to go for the quad. And then, yeah, I think the top guys are going to just triple that every single lap. I don't think it's as difficult as I'm making it look. And then 3 in, get up on top of the whoops. Oh, we got a little bit of a hop, but that's okay. Once you're in them, you're out of them. And 53.3. All right, so not that bad of a lap, honestly, all things considered. I think I could have cleaned up a couple more things throughout it, but yeah, I think that's a pretty solid lap. Kind of shows you the lay of the land. I think that triple in right here is going to be the go-to. And then 2-3 in the sand, 3-2. Trying to think of any other options I could maybe try to do. Obviously, there is the option here that I was trying to do that might just end up being a real-life race line, which is 2 in here, 3 up onto the table, off, and then into this corner. And what about this? What if you tuck low out of this corner, you 2, and then 3, and then 2. So that's a good alternate line, I feel like, to stay low in the berm. And like, especially if you're on a 250 and you're worried about nailing that 3 in every lap, that's a good secondary line, because you're probably not going to get the quad, but then you still just 3 jump the rhythm section. Whereas if you do get the triple in clean, you won't get the quad, but you'll go 3-3 and then have to 1 into the corner. It'll be slightly faster, but there you go, 57.6 from just kind of messing some lines up, like not even really trying to put a whole lap together. So yeah, there's certainly some available options here. Outside into the sand could set you up for tripling and throwing a sneaky block pass into this corner. Yeah, there's some things to try for sure. I really do think that there are some good options on this track. What about this? Oh, that's pretty close. Getting that little wheelie over that single. I'm gonna try it one more time. That wheelie over the single though could be a little make or break for busting that line out, because like if you swoop out a little bit wide, Wheelie over. Ah, nope, didn't get the wheelie this time. But I'm wondering if you go 3, 4, 1 into this corner, you could set up a block pass. Honestly, I just genuinely think pretty much every single one of the 450 guys is going to do the option I was taking through there, which is to kind of swoop in. Here, you swoop in, double, and then get over this table all the way to then 3 into the corner. Like, that seems pretty simple to do. Don't need to seat this 3 out of the corner and get the 4 into the next. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, now that I've kind of figured out the way to do it, that seems the most simple to me. So I'll try to talk you guys through this because I feel like it is going to be race lines. And the rest of the track is pretty straightforward. Swoop out middle here. Stay first, maybe second gear. Pop the 2 in with second gear. And then shift up to 3rd or 4th to seat bounce the 4 over. And then this one, this is just corner speed. Don't seat this triple in. And you can see, didn't get enough corner speed because I swung out in the corner just a little bit too much. But try not to seat bounce the triple in. That's what I say when I seat it. Carry speed through the corner to just float into this pocket, and then you can seat the 4, and then you got it pretty clean. I think that for the most part, those lines will be the race lines, and I think you guys will be able to figure that out if you're on a 450. 250, definitely a little bit tougher, but something to think about for sure. Can we jump through the whoops this week? They're pretty close together. Pretty darn close together, and there's 1 starter whoop and 9 of them. So this is Arlington, round 7, Triple Crown coming up tonight in Moto Option Supercross. Myself and Andrew Wood will be in the booth on Start Your Systems TV as always. So you guys will want to tune into that. Hit the link in the description below to tune in. 6:15 p.m. Pacific, 9:15 p.m. Eastern tonight for the Triple Crown from Arlington. But this has been the first look at the 2025 Arlington Supercross track in MX Simulator. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.